Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Watch Darius TV. How y'all doing? Basically, this is just like a review of the season of Power Book Two Ghost. Um, I thought this season was pretty decent. Um, I was kind of shocked. I originally wasn't really all that interested in watching it because I wasn't really all that interested in the character Tariq. I really didn't even pay him much attention on TV show Power. You know, I just was basically going to check it out to see what it was about, and I gotta say, it was pretty good. The character seems to be evolving more than he did on Power, the original one, and it was a decent season. I gotta say. I'm just gonna go over like different notes that I took basically for the whole season, but it was different. Different characters showing up, a whole different world of Power. I gotta say, in character of Tariq, um, I gotta say he was pretty interesting. Tariq kind of reminds me a little bit more of like I don't know. He kind of reminds me of a little bit like a less likable version of Carl from The Walking Dead. He's kind of like a kid who basically I guess he means well, but the audience just doesn't receive him well. But I don't know. I don't know. He just seems like he's misled, but on this TV show, he seems to be able to do more. They got his own storyline and stuff like that. And I find that pretty cool. He seems to be able to grow more on this show. Let me just start off with just like talking about random different characters. So the character of Milgram and Jabari, okay, so they're in a relationship in the beginning of the series, and that relationship, I don't know, it felt like it didn't really go anywhere. I didn't really understand it. It felt like it kind of just fell flat. They didn't really seem like they were going anywhere. The character of Jabari seems kind of like a simp to me. He's sitting up, I guess, trying to get back with Milgram, and she seems like she's not all that interested in him. And he spends the whole season just trying to get back with her, and it just don't work out. So, but the character of Milgram, she doesn't really seem all that interesting to me. The actress is beautiful, but it's just like the character seems just no type of life to her. I don't know. Both the relationship just seems boring. I just I'm happy that relationship didn't last that long. Spoiler alert, of course, if you've seen it already, but Jabari basically dies at the end of the season. So I don't know what they're going to do. I'm guessing that Milgram is going to stay with Zeke, but even that relationship seems kind of silly because she's a teacher and, he basically is a student at the college. So that relationship seems kind of bad too for her part, but, it's the world of power, so people are going to be doing whatever they want. Let me see. I did not actually like to see Tasha get out of jail at the end of the season. I feel like she deserved to stay in there after trying to set that guy up back in Power, the last episode of the original Power, but she was able to get out. I really don't feel like she deserved to, but she was able to get out, so it is what it is. But I guess her karma is that she can't see her family. I guess her son and her daughter, the baby, but it is what it is. Mary J. Blige. Now, this is the thing that really stuck out to me. Mary J. Blige's character of Monet. I love Mary J. Blige. She got songs that I like, but honestly, her acting is really bad on the show. I'm sorry to say, I'm a huge fan of her music, but her acting is just not good. And Method Man, I don't know. I don't feel like he plays a good lawyer. I don't feel like he just. It almost felt like his character was doing an impression of somebody who. It felt like he was trying to do an impression of what he thinks a lawyer should be, but I don't know. I'm happy he's playing something different other than, like the character he played on The Wire, Cheese, or the guy he played on The Deuce, the pimp. I'm happy he's playing something a bit more positive, I guess you can say, but I don't know what I just don't feel like it fits with him. I don't know what it is. Like Mary J. Blige, her character always feel like she has to have an attitude. I guess that's what she may think that makes the character menacing, that she has to be have an attitude with it. I don't know what's up with that, but she doesn't come off threatening at all. Even when she's killed her enemies, she doesn't come off threatening. It just feels like Mary J. Blige is a player with an attitude, and then automatically she thinks that that makes her intimidating. I don't know what's up with that, but I don't really get it. I honestly feel like Mary J. Blige and Method Man should have actually switched roles. Even though I'm really happy to see him playing something different. If he was to play more of the kingpin and she was to play the lawyer, I almost feel like that would have been better because I feel like those roles fit them more. But it just I don't. Mary J. Blige's character seems like throughout the whole season she just has an attitude. She doesn't really come off like an intimidating queen pin, like somebody like a gangster. She just kind of has an attitude. It seems mad. I don't, but you know, Method Man kind of seems like he's trying to sound like I can't even explain. It's like he's doing an impression of a lawyer instead of actually being a lawyer. I don't know. It doesn't feel genuine from him. I don't know, but like I said, I love their music and stuff like that. But I feel like Mary J. Blige isn't the role for her. Method Man can act, but this is his first time playing something more mature, I guess. So that's pretty interesting challenge for him. But you know, I think that I would have liked it more so if Mary J. Blige probably is maybe similar to maybe like Queen of the South, kind of similar to that type of kingpin, maybe queenpin, or maybe if they could have just maybe even made her as scary as maybe Snoop from The Wire. That's one of the few female gangsters that I've seen that actually seems quite frightening. I even heard Stephen King was, I believe, found her character to be the most scary female villain he's ever seen. I think it was Stephen King. I don't remember, but her character just didn't feel. Maybe the way she played it just wasn't. It didn't feel intimidating at all to me. You know. I'm just gonna jump around just to talk about certain things. Tariq, he has three girls. He's basically dating throughout this season. Wow. Man, I would not even thought his character would even. His character basically has had probably maybe more women than his dad in the first season of Power. He has Effie, Lauren, and what's the other girl's name? Effie, Lauren, and Diana. All three girls are different in their own way, and he's just juggling all three of them. He's good, you know. Hey, he's doing this thing. Let me see. Some just small and nitpicky thing. The character of Kane. I don't know why in the world they name him Kane because it sounds too much like Kanan. I guess I don't know if that was intentional. Sometimes it kind of gets distracting, but it's something nitpicky. But definitely character Kane. I guess they do have some parallels. They're both young, scary dudes. That are just straight up killers. But definitely I do love the character Kanan. Like I said, I can't wait to see the spinoff Raising Kanan. But similar to character Kane, he's kind of like a young Kanan, except he just has no real personality, I guess. But I do like the actor though. He seems pretty cool though. He seems like he fit the role. But character Kane, he's just straight, just gangster. You know. Let me see. There was this weird theory I remember seeing online saying that all the young characters on the new TV show Ghost Book 2, they're all supposed to be like younger versions of the characters from the original Power. So I guess in Tariq is supposed to be like a young Ghost, and then Braden is supposed to be like a young Tommy, which I don't see at all. Kane is a young Kanan. I could possibly see that. Riley, which is Sack's niece, she's supposed to be like a young Holly because she's dating Braden. Maybe I could see something like that. Lauren, I guess maybe Tariq's main girl. I don't know who she's supposed to be, but I'm guessing she's supposed to be like another Tasha. But most likely, I feel like Diana's supposed to be more of like a young Tasha. But I don't know. I guess that was like some theory I saw online. I hope that does not happen. They don't do anything like that, but because that would almost seem similar to the way, spoiler alert, if anybody ever seen the TV show The Wire, there's a certain way how it ends with a younger generation of characters taking the position of the original characters. If you ever anybody ever seen the ending of The Wire, you know what I'm talking about. So I would hope they don't do that on this show, Power Book 2, but I don't know. We'll see. Let me see. Another thing. Now, let me talk about the character Drew. The character Drew, I've always found pretty interesting, but the thing that bothers me about his character is I feel like because the character is gay, they have to make him passive, which I don't understand that. Why does he have to be the passive one? Um, I feel like they do that because maybe he's gay, so that automatically makes him less threatening. I guess I don't know. It's kind of similar to what they did with the character Jamal from Empire. Like, out of his whole family, he's the one that's the most peaceful one. I feel like it's a strange trope because it's like they're trying to make him seem like he's less threatening just because he's gay. I don't know. I just feel like a trope that they're trying to do just because he's gay. He cannot be dangerous. But then again, he did beat up that one GTG member that tried to like shoot Zeke in the knee so I can show more of Drew's more dangerous side. But it just felt like I feel like because he can almost be like Omar from The Wire, where he can still be gay and still be dangerous. I don't know why do they just have him because why they have it where because he's gay he has to be the passive one. I feel like he can still be dangerous too, but they've already kind of showed us. So I do hope that's not like a trope they're trying to go to. But then again, I do like the fact that he is the more normal one of his family. I guess he's not a complete murderer like Kanan, like not Kanan Kane. So I just felt like he can still be a danger whether he's gay or not. So I just this is a trope that I noticed that sort of seen in other shows and stuff like that. Let me see. Mary J. Blige. Oh, and speaking of Empire, Mary J. Blige's character kind of reminds me of Cookie Lion. They both kind of dress in, hair and all the jewelry and stuff like that. But definitely, I would say Cookie does seem like she has more personality than Mary J. Blige's character. But both basically are women that it's just I don't know. I will say some of the elements of Power Book Two does kind of feel like it's like another version of Empire, but yeah. But yeah, definitely I can see Mary J. Blige's character reminds me of Cookie Lion from Empire. Let me see. Professor Milgram, and Zeke hooking up. Like I said, I just thought that was kind of dumb. It's a teacher hooking up with a college student. Just seems so dumb. It just seemed like just a horrible idea. I can skip to another show, Shameless. Spoiler alert if anybody, hasn't seen it. The character of Lip hooks up with his teacher and that ends horribly. So I'm assuming, I don't know, maybe this whole relationship can end up going the same way. It just seems horrible. I don't know. The character of Brayden. I feel like he's a tryhard. I've always found this character kind of annoying. He just seems to just jump around and he just like, yo, dude, and all this other stuff. I just feel like he's trying too hard to be cool, I guess. I don't know what it is, but just a little critique. Just this character kind of comes off a little like a tryhard. And a bit of a goofy too. But let me see. I wanted to see. I would have. I wish we could have seen more of Tasha's life in prison. I would have seen how that would have been like. Just to see her dealing with that warden that kept always nitpicking at her. I would like to see her time in prison. I know they got that storyline where she got herself. I forgot how I went the storyline where she. I don't know what it was. Some inmate was trying to get some pills or something like that. I'm not sure what it was. So that was a little time that we showed her in prison, but I wish I could have shown more of that. Just to show what she has to deal with, what challenge. Her going from living somewhere upscale apartment in New York, dressing beautiful to having to go to prison. I wish I could have seen more of that. But I did like that scene that she had when she was in the prison and she was like dreaming of her family and stuff like that. I like that though. That was pretty cool. Let me see. Though that new gang GTG, the dummies that were recording themselves, selling drugs, stuff like that. That seems very accurate to a lot of young, stupid thugs in this day and age because they do that. So that seemed pretty accurate. I do like when they mix real world elements into the show because that's a lot of stuff that people do these days. Young dudes be recording themselves, and so that seemed pretty interesting. I did like that. Speaking of the character, go back to the character of Milgram. I heard online somebody saying that her character had a sex addiction. I don't know. I wasn't really paying much attention to her character that much to know if she did have one, but then again, I don't know. Maybe she did. Possibly she was with Jabari. She was with Zeke. Maybe I don't know. But as some type of theory I heard, I'm not sure. But that's just some theory I heard. I don't think she did really, but I don't know. Let me see. Zeke, annoying Tommy, and his brother, dumb. Let me see. Okay, character Brayden and his brother Tommy. I guess they kind of remind me a bit of an embodiment of, I guess, white privilege. Because I think the character Brayden's brother, I think he had a scene where he punched a cop, and the cop just put him in handcuffs. So I'm guessing their character and their whole family is supposed to be like the embodiment of white privilege, I guess. Because I don't see that happening with anybody else. But yeah, that I don't know. You know, their family also, I believe, was on some drugs too. Like they were just talking freely about coke or something like that in one scene where they're in a restaurant. So I don't know. I wonder, is this character supposed to be like white privilege? I guess is that how they have him set up? Is he supposed to be embodiment of that? I'm not sure. I believe so. Obviously, if his brother did punch a cop in their face at a party, but yeah, so that's the character of Zeke and not Zeke, Brayden and his brother. I forgot their name. And let me go to the character Tariq selling drugs on an app at his college. Wow, that was pretty interesting. I never heard anything like that before. That was a pretty interesting storyline. Him doing that. I don't know how he's able to do that in this day and age with technology, but he was able to find some way to do that. Even his father probably couldn't think of anything like that. So, wow. Um, all right, Tariq. Sax using his niece as a spy to spy on Tariq. That's like a really dumb idea. He was definitely putting his niece at risk. I don't remember if it was his choice that he wanted to do that or was it her suggestion. I don't remember, but either way, that was just a really bad idea to put her at risk to possibly be killed. But you know, some of that stuff does seem very similar to Holly's character from Power. That was what her character was kind of doing, is getting into Ghost's life and understanding him and his business and stuff like that. And she obviously ended up overextending herself, which ended up getting her killed. So this could possibly happen to Sax's niece. If she doesn't be careful. But yeah. Let me see. Lauren's boyfriend. The guy that was basically, what's his name? Malcolm. Yeah, he's another one, kind of like Jabari, a simp. Had that scene where Lauren was play fighting with Tariq in the bed or whatever, and he comes in and starts going all sticking his chest out. Yeah, him and Jabari, they both basically come off really simp like, so you can already tell that most likely, obviously, Lauren and Tariq could possibly end up hooking up for a future relationship because her boyfriend is clearly not really exactly going to stick around very long. And plus, there was a scene I remember. I saw a meme on Instagram that said something like Malcolm's kind of dressed like Candyman, and I did see it. He did kind of look like however they made the actor look. He did kind of resemble him. If you ever watch that scene again. Let me see. McClane cheating on his wife with Paula. That's a horrible idea. McClane obviously is a character of Method Man. Completely bad idea to crap where you eat at. I don't know why would he do that with a coworker, but go figure. It's kind of crazy to see that, but black men don't cheat, so I don't know why they even write that storyline in there because I don't believe that. But anyway, let me go to Mary. Let me go back to Mary J. Blige's character. Now her character is with Lorenzo, who's a kingpin in jail, and she's dating a cop. Now I've never seen anything like that before. She's a queen pin herself. She's with a man who is, well, not with him. I'm not sure, but I think her baby father or maybe boyfriend. I'm not sure who Lorenzo is. I forgot, but he's in jail and she's also dating a guy that's a cop. I've never seen anything like that before. That's one thing I will say I like about the show Power is that you having her in an unlikely relationship with one guy that's a cop and one guy that's a drug dealer, and she's also a criminal herself. And I like that setup. I've never seen anything like that before. That was an interesting setup. Let me go back to the character Drew. Drew and the guy that he likes. I feel like it was kind of a boring trope that he has to hide his sexuality, but I can understand that because maybe he's afraid of being judged. I don't remember what it was, but you know, it does seem like a bit of a trope that I've seen a lot of, where somebody's in a closet and not want to admit it. So, you know, I don't know. I want to see that relationship kind of explored more, see where it goes to, and something, I don't know, it just seemed like a repetitive trope, especially now in 2021. Let me see. Jabari is so confused. So Jabari being totally consumed with Tariq's life to the point where it leading him to death. That was very poetic. Jabari was completely so caught up in Tariq that it ends up leading him to end up, dying. Who would have thought that would happen? But almost got himself in that position, being so consumed with Tariq's life, trying to start this book and all this other stuff like that, and it just, hey, got himself caught up, just totally, he's another one overextended himself, getting too caught up into his life. Is kind of similar to Holly from Power, just getting so consumed, just trying to get a book deal and all the other stuff. It was just, the character wasn't such a, if he wasn't so annoying, you'd feel sorry for him, but, it is what it is. Let me see. I didn't like that scene where like Tariq got drunk after the party and like went to his father's tombstone and stuff like that, and then Sax started like recording him. I thought that was like too that felt too television. It was just too easy for that to happen. That it just so happened that Sax was there, and just so happened that Sax started recording him, and it just so happened that Tariq was saying everything. It was just like it was too on the nose for me. But I felt that was the real TV element of it. It just felt kind of fictional. I also didn't like Kane going to Tariq's school with a gun and making Braden and his brother sell drugs. That was a bit over the top. It just felt cheesy. I don't know how was he able to get up to the school, just have a gun and just threaten them and then make them just go out and just sell drugs. Yeah, I don't know. I just wasn't feeling that whole scene. I just thought it felt fake and just unreal, and it just, I don't know. I wasn't really feeling it like that. Um, Kane arguing with his mom. That scene where he accidentally hits his mom, and then he gets jumped. He goes to jail, and then his dad ends up having him get jumped by those security guards. I thought this scene was pretty powerful. Some of it felt a little over dramatic, but something about that scene felt kind of heartfelt. The whole scene of even though Kane is a total murderer, he feels sorry for hitting his mom and stuff like that by accident, and then him being totally rejected from his family. It's like, man, and then basically sort of being almost replaced by Tariq. It's like, wow, it's a total downfall for him. I hated seeing that, even though he's a crazy murderer. But yeah. Let me see. Kane robbing the church in that following episode. That kind of reminded me, it's similar to Kanan in the Power TV show when he ends up when he takes that apartment and he ends up smothering that old lady. It's like it's a scene where they do something really bad to show you how dark they can get. That's what I kind of got the feeling of. The thing that sort of makes Kane and Kanan's character similar is how far he's willing to go to do what he needs to do. It's messed up, but it does feel like there's parallels between those two characters. I did like the comedian Luenell. I like she had her cameo as Spanky's mom. Spanky is the guy in Power who the last person Tommy kills, who was ratting. I did like that she got a cameo in that though. I like her. Braden's family. There was a scene where they were like cursing, whatever, like that, and doing drugs. It was just crazy scene that shows he's, like I said earlier, kind of a privilege there to do that because other families ain't really getting down like his family. But anyway, I do also like Effie and Diana and Lauren, how all three of these girls are different from each other. They all have a different type of personality, all bring a different type of energy from Tariq. I do like that. Let me see. I did find the scene where Two Bit saves Tariq from that guy in the pool scene, that when there was like no cameras around, that really reminded me of the scene in Power when Ghost is in jail and uh what's his name? Charlie Murphy's character attacks him when he's in his exercising and stuff like that, and he says there's no cameras in the workout room. That kind of reminded me of both scenes. Basically, it's a scene where he's both scenes really seem similar to each other. Tariq in his scene where Two Bit saves him, and then the scene where Ghost is in jail and he has that fight with Charlie Murphy's character. R.I.P. to him too. That those two scenes seem very similar to each other. They just seem very ironic, seem similar. I do like that. That's just my personal opinion. I thought they looked similar. Let me see. I did like the scene where Drew beat up the guy to save Zeke. We get to finally see a more darker side of Drew. I do like that. Another scene that we had where we saw a darker side of Drew was when he had to set up that scene where he had to shoot the guy through the window. That was another scene where we get to see more of a different side of him. Even though he clearly doesn't want to be in this lifestyle, I do like the way how they did set that up. Whatever, we can show certain little small parts of more of a darker side of him. Um, Episode 9, when Kanan gets rid of the body parts and stuff like that, that was really dark. That really also shows a dark side of him. You know, he's used to, I guess, taking people out. He's crazy, so I do, you know, sort of like seeing that scene because it shows an even more darker side of him. But you know, character Kane is crazy. Can't wait to see more of him in the next season. I do also like to see Laz Alonso. That's MM from the TV show The Boys. If you haven't seen that, I do a review of that in my channel too. Make sure you check that out. I do like seeing his character in the show. He seems like he's a pretty good actor. Um, Let me see. Epiphany in the married man's house while his wife was gone. That scene where I think the character with the blue hair, whatever like that. I guess she's a comic relief, but I remember her from the first season. Yeah, I think that actress is also a comedian too in real life. So, yeah, character Epiphany, she's what she is. She's a comic relief. Let me see. Drew getting shot when he got up. Now that was really dumb. Now when those guys came and shot up the bar and Drew got up to run, I don't know what he was thinking. That was really dumb. So I don't really feel bad about him getting shot because that was just being really stupid on his part. But yeah, I don't know much to say about that. That was just a scene where it was just like, what was he thinking? Let me see. I thought that guy Rico also, it was the guy that was shooting. I thought he was gonna be a new possible threat, but he wasn't. I think they felt like the way how he's from the guy that played him was from he played T.I.'s friend in ATL. I forgot his name though, but his character on Power felt a bit animated. It felt like he was trying to be kind of similar to Mary J. Blige's character. He was trying to be gangster. I'm not sure what he was. He kind of came off a bit animated. Even when he died, he just got shot in the neck, and I felt like he could have acted that better. It just felt a little animated. I thought he was gonna be a new threat, but he was taken out pretty quickly. So it is what it is. He ain't really somebody I care much about. I thought he was gonna be a new threat, but you know, I did like the scene where he was in the car saying, New York. I thought the way he came in, the way you saw his character, he did come off very threatening, but after that, he did kind of start come off really animated, and even with his death, it just felt animated to me. Let me see. Kane dumping. When Kane got rid of Ramirez, I don't know where he got rid of him at. It looked like he was in a rainforest someplace. But this is a little nitpicky thing about that. I don't know where did he get rid of him at. But it looked like he was in a rainforest. You remember that scene after he punches him and shoots him? He just takes him someplace else. We don't even know where. And now let me get back to the ending when we finally see Tommy showing up after he shot up the bar. Man, I was happy to see Tommy back. We see him on his steps talking to his ex girlfriend, Lala's character's son, and him just finally being back, and then him meeting up with Tariq and him telling Tariq, "Yo, I'm not gonna kill you, but get off my car." All that scene was pretty cool. I like seeing the character Tommy back. Honestly, I would have been cool if he would have killed Tasha because I could care less about Tasha's character, but he didn't get a chance to do none of that. I didn't like the way that he set up his fake death. I thought that was kind of cheesy. That was one of those TV moments, kind of similar to Kanan when he was supposed to die at the end of the second season of Power, but he faked his death and all of this stupid stuff. That felt really cheesy and fake because we know that he's not dead, but it just with forensics, they couldn't just believe that his body is completely incinerated, but his last scene where he's at the cemetery and he was, Tommy's about to kill Tasha, but she's taken away by the cops, and then Monet and her family comes and they put the gun on Tommy and stuff like that, and he say, "Who has the balls to shoot me?" And she says, "I don't need balls," and all of those stuff. It was a pretty interesting scene. It sets up this new world of power, that Tommy's in. There's these new criminals up here that he has to deal with now, and but he got his own spinoff. But I do like the way they ended that. Now Tariq is a part of a new family now, a new crime family, and I do like to see what they're going to do in season two. But I do am interested